All right, Pete. I gotta ask you something because you started an argument with me today, and I want to
Uh-oh.
finish it.
Uh-oh.
Right
I
time.
want to
Oh,
hear.
dude, he's just jumping in it. He's just jumping in it.
I'm jumping in it. I'm jumping in it.
Fuck it. Let's do it.
All right, Max one already. Uh,
Yeah.
so uh, I want to hear what your justification is for keeping a woman alive to be an incubator for a fetus that's probably non-viable, by the way, even though the family wants to just bury their daughter. Tell me what your justification for that is, please, sir.
Well, he just wants this whole episode to be about this.
No,
He doesn't even want to say, hi, Stanford.
maybe
How
it
are you?
needs to be. Maybe it needs to be because I think that's bullshit.
Well, so we need to let the audience know what we're talking about a little bit. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah,
So,
thank you,
Right. Why don't you
Stanford.
break it down,
Voice of
Stanford?
reason.
well, there's a black woman in Georgia that's on who passed away, but her fetus is still alive. And Georgia has that one of the most restrictive abortion bans, and the doctors refuse to abort. So they're using medical experimentation to keep the fetus alive, even though the family wants her the mother who's already passed away to be laid to rest. And we're a lot of people in the black community are comparing what's going on with her to what happened with American part with Harrietta Lacks, who passed away, in the 50s, I believe.
I think you said 51 is what you said. Yeah.
She was medically experimented on. So a lot of people are saying this is the same thing they do. The medical industry uses black bodies to further medical science without thinking about the consequences of how the family wants to deal with with their loved one being experimented on and everything else. So that fetus being alive, which I don't know how old is that fetus? I can't remember. Is it like
22
9,
weeks
it
now.
was 9 weeks old when she died.
It's 22 weeks today.
So she's so a lot of people are for a lot of people are against it because they feel like it's cruel and inhumane because we don't even know if the fetus will actually survive to full term or even partial term, and if so, what's going to be the repercussions about is if that fetus is going to have very disabilities, what's going to happen, so the fact that Georgia and doctors are experimenting on a using the law of the abortion law to circumvent what we as very human beings deem should be just lay them both to rest and what I'm saying and give them back to God's hands.
But
It's
it,
pretty fucked up.
I mean, like to me, it's like even if you're a religious person, I mean, I don't understand this because like in a religious world, if God had control of everything,
Yep.
Right.
the fetus is already dead
Right.
because it died with the host. So I'm trying to figure
Right.
out where these religious people are coming from when they like this governor and all that, because I promise you that this family is going to sue the shit out of Georgia, and I hope they do, and they're going to win. Once this administration's over, they are going to win because everybody wants to forget. You're sitting there, so they got to take responsibility for this almost for sure handicapped fetus if it survives. And now you're telling me they're cutting food assistance, Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, all these things. These parents who already raised the mother of this fetus is already not stuck with, but has the other 3 children that are living and in good health.
Yep.
And now they have to wait to see what kind of handicap they got that the government, that this administration is going to freaking cut funding for?
Yeah. See, and
Get
that's
out of my face with that bull fucking shit.
You need to mark that down real quick.
I'm marking a bunch of fucking shit.
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know.
I'm with you, Hoggy, because I don't, medical experimentation has been the crutch of of this, especially this country, because gynecology was the father of gynecology in America was built off of slavery. They used the laws of so people are passed away or property, even though they were human beings. So with that being said, what's going on right now is it's a shame. It's like what you said. The fact that they're using the law to do medical experimentation on a lady who passed away and that baby, the force that baby, like the baby's living at the moment, but then it's like you said, if the baby survives, the government made that baby suffer. It's the government, and then the government is cutting resources. So if that baby comes out having any form of disability, and you cut the resources, and you forcing the family to take care of a child when they already lost their, the mother of the child, and now they're taking care of their grandkid. It's so sad. It's a sad story, and the fact that our government, or especially state governments, are allowing this to happen is just it's insane. Like, I don't understand. I thought the medical industry supposed to be do no harm, and apparently they just don't give a damn. It's all about trying to figure out who's going to have the next medical journal.
Tozan Lights over here told me something just now that I did not know. But I mean, even then, I mean, I agree with him. But she did so she did give her body up to medical science. But medical science, to me, from what I've read and all that, is saying let's not do this. It's inhumane, and it's the government, non-medical people, that are making this happen. That's how I view this. Now, I don't know if that's wrong. Tozan Lights, you can let me know if it is. But Pete, you go. Sorry, you're the one supposed to be defending.
You guys all right?
I mean,
you guys all right? Can I give a virtual hug to either one of you?
Around here.
So let me be clear about something with everybody, and I think you guys know me enough to know that I'm pro-choice, 100% pro-choice. I believe that women should have a say in what happens to their body. But I'll tell you why I'm supporting this. I'm supporting this because I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off at the blind rhetoric that happens in this country. And it's not just the MAGA people that do it. It's the liberals that do it as well. They hear somebody say abortion and they say, nope, pro-choice, pro-choice. And then the people who are pro-lifers, they hear pro-choice, they say, nope, pro-life, pro-life. Nobody wants to have a discussion anymore about what's going on. So we say this is the government doing this. This is not the government doing this. This is us doing this. We did this to ourselves. We elected this administration. This administration is the one that killed Roe v. Wade and put it back into the states. And then we, through all of our fighting, through all of our hate, through all of our cancel culture bullshit, we allowed these people to be elected to our state government. Those people have put this law into place. This is not a politician's fault. This is our fault, yours and mine, and anybody that's listening to this, it's our fault. We did this to the family. So, I want to hit on something that Stanford said. You had said something about experimentation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how that's experimentation, and I'll tell you why. The law in Georgia that the government in Georgia passed said, what did they call it? The heartbeat law, I think is what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Now, again, pro-choice here, but a law is a law. We allowed this law to be placed. We allowed this law. Well, now, hang on. We allowed this law to be placed on the books, right? So lightly, we are the ones that created this chaos. Absolutely. And the doctors are simply following the law. Experimentation happens when medical experimentation happens when you don't know what the result will be. This is not the first time that a woman has been kept alive to be used as an incubator for a fetus. It's not the first time. So we know what's going on. So it's no longer an experimentation. These doctors are, because laws can be interpreted differently, right? So rather they're following the law exactly as it's written or not, They're erring on the side of caution because they don't want to be thrown in jail and prosecuted by a state government.
Yeah, but even though it's the law, morality, laws are not every law is moral, and this is a
Sure.
moral issue.
Agree.
And because a
But
lot
it's
of
not.
laws,
Go ahead.
because you have laws where people can freaking, you know what I'm saying, grape a kid and get less time than a person who's selling drugs. Where's the
Sure.
morality in that? Laws are all, you know, the U.S. laws is all messed up. But
Right.
this is immoral because at the end of the day, it's and like you said, Pete, there's been other cases of this where they use to justify it. But at the end of the day, it's still medical experimentation because if you already know
How is that experimentation? They know what happens.
because we don't, you know, they're probably trying different ways to keep the fetus alive, putting different drugs.
No,
You know,
the fetus is alive. The grandmother even said yesterday that the fetus has a great heartbeat, all its arms and legs, the lungs are good, and the baby's even overweight. The grandmother said this. So we know
Well, but
that
it's overweight.
so we
and they
know
are pumping shit
so
into it because the
of
mother
course
is freaking dead.
okay, but Chris, all pregnant women pump shit into their bodies.
what?
Hey,
Get the
I understand this.
Wait.
but she
You
is
don't
a
think that
corpse.
pregnant women eat? Pregnant women eat. Children gain weight.
She's a corpse.
Yeah, she is. She's a corpse.
She's
exactly.
not eating anything. That's
This
what
is
I'm
being-
saying. Like she's not eating anything.
It's
Okay.
being
This
forced.
is the doctors are making this fetus overweight.
Yeah.
Okay, so
but-
do you want to
but-
argue that the baby's fat? They're
Oh,
feeding the child. Part of you guys' argument was that
There's
we
nothing
don't
Oh
know
my
if the
God.
child is viable. That
But
was
what
part of
I'm
the
saying is-
argument.
But we natural childbirth happens for a reason. This is not a natural childbirth.
Agree.
This is
Agree.
We need to go to break because I need my blood pressure medicine.
this is a medical experimentation with, like what Hoggy
It's-
said, with people.
How
with the
is it an experiment? Tell me how it's an experiment.
Anytime, because there's
is it not
nothing
an
natural. We're
experiment?
pumping drugs into her, bro. She's passed away. The baby's got drugs pumped to keep the baby alive in
Okay.
the mother's womb.
What?
There's nothing natural with that. There's
What
nothing.
She should be
Okay.
6 feet under. That's what
Hang
the
on.
experiment is.
Hang on. Stanford, I want to ask Stanford something. What drugs are they putting in her? I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
But
I really
we
don't
know that the baby's alive. That means they're pumping something in her, something through the feeding tube, some steroids, some vitamins to keep the
Maybe, I
baby
don't know.
warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
But vitamins aren't drugs.
Since she's
Real
passed
quick.
away, that means the mother's body doesn't have the natural antibodies to fight because she's gone, right?
Right.
So the
Hey,
natural antibodies that's
Ain't
get
no
pushed.
way there's not drugs. I'm with you, Stanford.
Right.
Like,
But
so that's where the medical presentation comes from, because you're taking something man-made, push into a body, into a fetus to keep a fetus alive. That's
vitamins are not considered drugs.
bro. The baby's a Borg, man. Like in Star Trek, the baby's a cyborg. Borg. The baby.
I don't understand what you mean by that. What do you mean? Hang on. Chris is about to explode. Go ahead.
I'm just aggravated that this is even a debate. Like the mother is dead.
Right.
There's no way that this fetus is living.
The baby is alive. The baby is alive.
No,
how is it an
experiment?
experiment?
It's
Event-
a fetus that should be dead
baby.
right now because the mother, the host, died.
A ventilator is not anything that's an experimental piece of equipment. It's not an experiment. Vitamins are not an experiment. And intravenous, like saline drips, it's not an experiment. If they were putting drugs in her that they didn't know what it would do, that's an experiment. It's not an experiment.
I feel like that it is. Because
Okay, and I get that. Yeah, I get it.
We are keeping a corpse alive enough to incubate a child that should have tragically, mind you,
naturally should have passed
away.
Right.
And if you were to pull that plug, it naturally would pass away.
Right.
And if you don't, it's probably going to be born with all kinds of problems. And then we get into
but how
who's
do you know?
Who's going to pay for this? We are cutting Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security. So these grandparents are going to be stuck raising not only the 3 healthy children that this woman had before she tragically, mind you, don't take that part out, that she passed away. Now they are going to be responsible now for a who knows how disabled of a fetus that should have died when the mother freaking died. And now that responsibility is going to be on them, while this government is cutting these people's food subsidy. You know what they want to do? They want to make this fetus come alive, and then they want to cut everything. And you say, "You're
I have
lazy.
no idea.
Get a job.
Right.
Why don't
Right.
you? You don't need that." I'm sorry, Pete. Go.
No, I'm just gonna say I don't. Oh, our shirts match. I was just gonna say I don't understand what the cutting
I'm about
has
change
to
my
do with
shirt.
the baby.
Look, have you, Pete?
What
I'm
is
gonna
what
say
does the
this. I'm gonna
cutting
say
of
this.
food stamps have to do with the baby?
Look, I'm
Because
saying
it's
this.
going to be alive.
Huggy. Only thing I'm
Right.
saying is this.
Right. All right, hang on.
Have any of you watched any zombie movies? This baby could be the fucking, Dawn of the Dead, The Walking
Wait a
Dead.
minute. Okay, wait. I need to stop everybody right now. Right? The grandmother came on yesterday and said the baby's healthy. So where are you two getting this information that the baby is going to be a zombie, the baby's going to be handicapped? Where are you getting it?
I did not.
Even
say
the grandmother is saying
The
the
grandmother
baby's
can't see
healthy.
the baby. The baby's in the womb. When that baby come out and
So
go,
we don't trust. So you
then
don't
we
trust.
don't know what's going on.
It's
World
in
War
what
Z.
used to be a womb. It's a dead corpse.
Where are you guys getting when the doctors tell the grandmother the baby's healthy? Where are you guys getting that this baby isn't going to be healthy? Where?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now that I don't trust anything coming out of the state of Georgia right now.
Well, yeah.
So I don't.
That's
I
because
don't
you're
trust
smart.
that baby.
That's
is.
because you're. Yeah, it's because you're smart.
I mean, I live in Mississippi, so trust me, I do not trust that. Georgia is a hop, skip, and a jump. I promise you, they are fucking lying. And yes, I marked it down.
Look, I really feel
I'm
sorry
like,
for this
God
because
damn it.
I agree that this should have naturally ended. Absolutely,
Yeah.
100%, it should have ended. My only problem with this, 2 things. One, again, we created this. We're the ones responsible. You can't blame Trump and anybody else. You got to blame us for it. The second one, it's a law. It's a law. And I know it sucks. Stanford was absolutely right. How many laws back in the 50s and the 40s and the 30s? Seriously, we're just so fucked up.
No,
Write
she's
it down.
not.
We're so fucked up that the laws are gone now, right? I agree. So
we still got
change the laws. Change the laws. But right now, it's a law.
I
That's
mean,
the
I
only
get
problem.
and I understand that part of your argument, Pete. I really do.
That's it.
I understand that part of your argument. However,
Pete's pro
laws
zombie.
don't matter anymore, evidently. So it doesn't really.
I'm sorry. Say that. What did you say? I couldn't hear you.
Laws don't matter anymore, evidently, to certain people. But I want you to find me. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not self-deprivating myself. I'm not. I'm so aggravated.
What did you?
Do not find me a situation where they would be doing this to a white woman. Find me the situation.
It's a
where
law.
This would be acceptable.
It's a law. It's a law. This has nothing to do with black and white. Plain. And this is my problem.
Well,
this
then
is my
why-
problem with this
You're
country.
telling me
This is
right
my-
now. You're telling me right now that black woman is the only motherfucker that died
Write it down.
at
Right,
any
mark it.
given time that was pregnant. Because I would submit to you that you're full of shit, and I will write that one down too. Because there are other
You're
people.
You're the one making the argument.
Mexicans, there are all kinds of people.
You're the one making the argument that this is a racial thing, but you're not providing evidence, which I
have the evidence.
Then how can you say it's a racial thing?
You know what, Pete? Here's the evidence. The fact that I have to.
No. So Huggy said
There is a certain amount of people that die every day. You're not telling me that this is the only person that died in the state of Georgia.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that. I didn't say that.
Anecdotal
That's
evidence.
evidence right there.
I get what
There's only one that the state of Georgia wants to pay for life support for.
Yeah, and it's like I said.
Well,
I get what you're saying, Pete. Because
I
you're
want to
saying
hit
this.
you back on that, Hog.
You want to say Pete saying there's anecdotal evidence is not really evidence. You want facts and figures. I get that, right? And but right now, anecdotally, this is fucked up, bro. And Pete, I think you're just pro zombie, bro. So you need to take off the altitude attitude shirt and just put pro zombie, bro.
I'm not
That's all.
understanding this zombie
I'm
thing.
giving you like
So
3 Stanford because I've been so aggravated that I think and you know what? I'm giving you Pete. Pete, you're getting
give me
3.
some too. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
3 just for
I don't
having
know
this
how many.
opinion.
I don't know how many I had.
I've been mad at you since 7 o'clock this morning. Pete.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. What I love about this grandmother is she's out there in the press. So I agree with you, Chris, with you, Hog, that she's probably not the only one. But this grandmother has the balls to stand up against this government and say, this is bullshit. And this is what we need. This is what we need. People calling out the bullshit.
Yeah,
People,
I mean,
people who actually are taking a stand. So are there probably pregnant women out there in Georgia who are acting as incubators? I don't know. I don't know. But I can tell you for a fact that it's a law. If it was a white woman, they'd be doing the same thing.
I don't know, bro.
I don't know if that they got I would have a lawyer involved right now.
I agree with that. That was my other question. Why isn't there a lawyer?
I thought there was.
I mean, I don't know. Is there?
I mean,
Maybe I'm wrong.
there is now, but there should have been one. There should have been one before this ever even became an issue.
Yeah.
If it would have been my daughter, if it had been my daughter that they were trying to use as an incubator, I'd have had a lawyer there before I even went to say my goodbyes. I would have been crying my eyes out, but I'd have had a lawyer there.